Hello, boys. Hello, girls. Hello, men and women. Equally. I hope your existence is going as well as it can. There is nothing to fear. Nothing at all. You can wake up. You can be asleep. You can reach a moment where there's just no more doubt anymore. Existence becomes who you are, best of what is left from this moment on, or from this moment on. Can't imagine 40 years rolling by. Or from this right now. And now imagine 40,000 millennia from this moment as we reckon it on Earth time. Which, as an aside, before I get to the Papa, you promised to read a 776 notebook. Papa, you promised to read us the 776 notebooks. Papa, you promised to read those 776 notebooks. Okay, girls. Hello, ladies. Here's the first thing you find in it. A cover shot of the old NASA photo book cover. Paramedicofsouls, Volume 1. Ma. It. Rhea. Ma. Si. Might Rhea Mac. Since we're only 2 minutes into the first video, I might as well make this the complete and utter asshole's guide to Ha Ha Hee Haw and the cast of Hee Haw. I fucked Alabama and Don Allen's window came and smashed into my ass 'cause it was the Cecil Rudolph. Papa, you promised to read a 776 now. I fucked the judge. My country boner, it won't go down, it won't go down, it won't go down, won't go down, it won't go down. America, fuck yeah. Coming to town to save the credibility, sure, yeah, man. America, come fuck you. Not America, but the you that's superfuging America willfully and wantonly, knowing as such to the rest of the many majority of masses which may perchance have a serendipitous moment of discovery upon listening to this perhaps, or anything else, a variety of things by which a trigger can cause a quantum leap into realms unfathomed, unpreparable for, a beautiful. Anyhow, Papa, read a 776 notebook. 776 notebook. There's a rule according to higher law, followed by a pencil squiggle with a heartbeat thing. Followed by the life and times and influence of clear light of the void. By after Maxime, it's it. After Maxime, it's it. After Maxime, it's it. That's Lucy in the Sky with diamonds backwards. Let me just cue it up so there's no doubt. Before I read, for the girls, Anna, Crystalline, and Emmeline, rest assured, I'm about to read this. But Daddy, you said that an hour ago. I know, but you know Daddy has flights of ideas. Yes, but Daddy, before we must go to sleep. Please, Daddy, Read us a section from 776. You mean 776, daughters? Paramedic of Souls, Volume 1111. That's what the problems come from sometimes. Okay. I get what you mean, man. Hours ago, man. Hours ago, Daddy. Daddy, don't make fun. You watch your mouth, little girls. Little girls. Without further ado, if you will, come back, Anna. Come back. I'll read 776. Okay, Daddy, okay. Paramedic of Souls, Volume 1, Maitreya Mac. Yes, Daddy, read that one. Read the 776 notebook. Okay, girls. Hi, girls. Is what it actually says. Like, look. Alright, now listen. You wanted to listen so long. Paramedic of Souls, Volume 1. Maitreya Mac, Daddy. When Fluffy Cornwad finally got his life under control around the early mid-months of 2012, he began to finally complete the various books and that he had formulated in his mind, so many years ago, at least 10 to 14 years previous to your birth, girls, any of your births. Stenfinsel, quit acting like an origami Marie Mastrodonato Plimpton, like royal armada of privileged, with no particular snotty reason, like pinata, like illusion armadas from outer space of extraterrestrial bullshit, okay? Okay, Daddy, just read the rest of the first page. Alright, girls, I know you're getting frustrated. Daddy, your mother's coming in now. Like, I'll read it, I swear. Many credit this late bloomer's turnaround to the birth of his first kids, and just something inexplicable, girls. Something happens, you learn so much, and those parts of your learning as you experience the weeks that go into the months, the decades that you come to live in if you're lucky enough. Sometimes they interconnect, but like while the decade or more was going on, where each different forward awareness, forgetting about the thing that came before but being retained, formed its own island up here. But then at a certain point, like one highway made a connection to the other, like if somebody I was with or walking with like fell down a steep hill and like then dropped at the bottom of that hill down this like straight down chasm for 10 feet and happened to land on a really big shard of glass that was pointed right up into his or her, like any part of the body. Like, what would be the way to expedite salvaging that situation? Well, assess the situation first. Like, are we at the top of the hill as per this example? Then we need to find our own safest way, if we clearly perceive that that event just happened, for ourselves to get to the scene of the grievously injured, potentially, recipient of the method, the only heartological method worth mentioning. Anyhow, ladies, we're going on 10 minutes now. Can I finish this? You have to go to bed after you get your ice cream and your almonds, joy. I love you too. I love all you girls. Now listen, this is what you've been asking for. Paramedic of Souls quadrilogy, as well as Being and Infinity, and Funhouse Yoga, Super Movie, the movie, Christian Fileman, the book Mariam McMenemy, the compilation Star-Filled Body, the Owatagusayam videos, Paramedic of Souls Volume 1 Maitreya Mac was published on September 25th. It was a tour de force unlike anything comparable on the marketplace. Within a month it was a mass sensation, and upon the start of Christmas, the Christmas buying season, and then again even double, triple that the next year and the year after, it became instantly historical right off the bat, becoming a beep 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 times bestseller in a mere 7 months, the biggest selling non-fiction book of all time in like 3-4 years. It was literally an avalanche that just grew and grew exponentially, but then it reached a certain nodal point and it just was like, whoa, everybody knows that we know that we're right. Its ideas changed philosophy overnight. It changed the world's perception of Christianity overnight. It was nothing less than a quantum Copernican revolutionary leap for Christian thinking, philosophy. It was a Copernican quantum revolutionary epiphany in the minds of the thousands, hundreds of thousands, millions of people, perhaps billions at this point, that can't deny that know in their consciousness and mull over conspiracy theories. It was nothing less than a quantum Copernican revolution for everyone involved. Parentheses, it occurred to them, let's quit pointing out that there is a conspiracy with all these facts. Because this is this and this and this, and that thing happened there and there and there. There is a conspiracy. Okay. Because this thing happened, there's a... Okay, that seems like... Yeah, there's no doubt. That seems fucked up. Okay, how many more times do we need to count? Let's forget about counting and act like NASA astronaut trainees and fucking like we're in flight simulators preparing because we value freedom, right? What if something did take it over? Like, there'd be no harm in like imagining that each of these scenarios were true, and maybe even get into it too and find where our talents lie and truth. Ladies, come on, Daddy, keep going. Alright, that's pretty good, isn't it? Yeah, Daddy, it's good. Alright then. Fucking... Archer's chapters on Christianity ushered in a complete paradigm shift with regard towards a radical re-understanding of the nature of Christ on a level that even scientists, unrelated, absolutely unconcerned with ruminations on the nature of Christ, could understand in the realm of moral physics, of the natural way of the natural law of the universe and the supremacy of righteousness right from the outset, with a series of original breathtaking parables about Christ, then followed by an exhaustive commentary on the nature of human beings and their age-old will to coerce and power other human beings. Suddenly, certain militant Christian sects, in the blink of an eye, such as the God Hates Fags Christians and all other offshoots, there were, mind you, those freaks, those off the Richter scale of like fucking creeps that just hang on to their anger and make like, even though you prove that they're wrong, they're gonna show you by carrying through with their coercions with like unspeakable acts sometimes, God forbid. But the brilliance in how this effect came about, girls, lay within the commentary that followed the chapter of New Christian Parables. After stating what we know is obvious, but never quite elucidated before, that for one, you've never been able to trust human beings, the dark side of man, that wicked, no good double dealing part that keeps, like, fucking, what the fuck? Like, still being us, like, to this day. That the brilliance in how this effect came about lay within the commentary that followed the chapter on the new Christian parables, after stating that we all know is obvious, but never knowing quite before the dark side of man and whatnot, that man seeks to coerce others at lots of times throughout history, and maybe even on this day at local levels that you can't even, like, fathom until just now. And that knowing this and separating the righteous truths in the universe from the telltale contaminated grafted to it by mortal storytelling and manipulative leading. And then Archer laid it down for us by an exhaustive analysis of the word ineffable, and briefly pointed out how the Bible, by definition, could not possibly be ineffable. He humorously but aptly points out that for the Bible to be considered infallible, a second definition of the word infallible would have to have been inserted into the dictionary, and its meaning would be, ironically, exactly the opposite of the original word infallible, without contradiction, without any possible means to defeat a corrupt version of this with a moral high ground. But Mr. Archer didn't stop there. He then leads us through every possible response to expect from such dogmatists, and they do have many, and demonstrates the presence of mere human will to coerce, not Jesus Christ, after listing all the responses a dogmatic religious fanatic or anybody truly so far into their idea, man, like, come on, there's certain limits, like, we live together in the world, like, we have to take some practical concerns about, like, let's just, like, keep life living and not get too radically crazy with our ideas. The Christian Copernican revolutionary quantum leap follows when he asserts that anyone, even an atheist, when they arrive at a moment in their own life experience, when they choose to heed in the privacy of their own developing self-consciousness, the righteousness and the good that are the supreme moral and inarguably the wisest way to live on earth and the only way worth its weight in anything worthwhile, potential for any future earth. Obviously, a lot of folks were screaming anathema for a variety of reasons at that point. Girls. Yes, Dave, but then what did you do? But then me asserts, girls. Even the atheist is essentially born again, quote unquote, whether or not the synaptic cognitive neural chemical biological phenomenological construct which has come to typify that own person's private developing consciousness and what it could possibly conceive as being the most rational and real. When they arrive at a moment in life when they choose to heed their conscience, realize that righteous and the good are the supreme moral and wisest way to live and grow together on the earth, he asserts that even the atheist, is essentially born again, whether or not their synaptic cognitions verbally named it Jesus Christ, the only way and means by which man can come to the Father. Humanity and its personality may possibly survive the death of the body in an immortal kingdom. Adherence to dogmatic, silly phrases. I mean, the story is addressed in the Jesus story itself, people. Come on. Archer assures us that if you do Christian things like forgiveness, charity, laying down your life for others, seeing a moment within the realms of your life when you know what the right thing is to do, even if there's no one that will ever be around to see it. And whatever. The right. Everyone knows who knows better. And this is the beginning of the paramedicofsouls system of thought, the bedrock, the foundation. The right and the good is the sovereign heir to any future worthwhile of this earth. The good. And those who know it know this is without a doubt the tautology that consistently supports the steel trap which is to follow. Ladies, I want to go back, Dad. No, you're gonna read this. I'm only on page 4. Yeah, Dad, that's what we're saying. You keep going on these distractions. But just wait, check this out. No, Dad, we want to see it go back. Well, check. Well, how about this? What, Dad? In the preface, Mr. Archer lays the foundation on which his history-changing system over logic is built. Okay? With a breathtaking steel trap, unassailable consistency, empirically, refutably speaking. Oh, Dad, that's an historical thing if you really did it, Dad. He starts with the conscious experience of lived human righteousness. His entire personal view of existence, most importantly here, his concern for a current modern man and the logical thought system he has conceived to possibly ameliorate it, the foundation upon which all is built upon, is a rock-solid and indisputable establishment and defining of, in our current viral terms, is the nature of love and righteousness, the good and reason, in lived experience, consciousness. As he has experienced throughout his life the nature of this love, he simply calls, at this point in the preface, as Plato did, the good. Oh shit, this is another 22-minute, 22-second video.